Covenant fam. So I am in Arizona, and being on I-40, Arizona, California, and New Mexico are the three states on the west coast of I-40 that have a lot of hills and curves, and your truck is gonna, I want to say, be put to the test a bit more on I-40 because, you know, it's a lot of inclines, downgrades, you know, turns, curves, because it's like mountains and hills and all this other stuff. It's pretty much desert. So I thought I would take this opportunity to film and show you guys the curves and how I basically make it through them. You have to watch your speeds, because the faster you go on curves, the more likely you are to have a rollover, or even just, you know, lose control of the truck and go on the shoulder, etc. Basically be in an incident or accident that you don't want to be in. So we're coming to this kind of small downgrade. My truck is coasting right now. It's at 68. I am in cruise control. When your truck doesn't need to work that hard, you're going downhill, it's going to go into your coasting mode. So it kind of curves a bit to the right. Not by much. It's like a small curve. These curves, I don't really make much adjustment to, you know, the steering wheel. I don't, you know, jerk the wheel or anything like that. I just kind of still roll in the center of it. It's a loose curve. It's not, you know, too bad. Where it starts to get tricky, though, is when it's like a tight turn. So if we're tight turning to the left, like we're about to come up to right now to go around this mountain, I hang on the right side of the line, like kind of like towards the right shoulder, so that my turn is wide. I'm staying within the lines, but I'm going wide. I don't want to hug the dotted line, like the center line, because you want to leave room for other trucks that also hug the right side. And then you've got those drivers that are going too fast that they'll hug the line on the left. So here we go again. Now I'm going closer to the dotted because I'm curving to the right. So you want to go and stay about a little bit wider than normal and go in dead center of the lane, because you have a bit more control that way. So now here I am right in the center again. We're going straight down. It's a downgrade. My Jake brake is on. And now that we're leveling out, I can take my Jake brake off and my engine kicks back in like it's supposed to. So we're curving again to the left. I am going to hug the right side of the lane. I want to give myself as much control as possible. I hope this is coming across in the video as I am seeing it live. I'm not sure if the curves look that defined in the video due to phone placement or whatever. But we're curving a bit to the right, so I'm going to go left, and I'm going to hug this dotted line here. Alright, this is not too bad. I can come and kind of creep a little bit towards the middle because it's coming into like a softer curve, so it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Here we go again. We're going to curve to the left. So I am going to hug the right side of the lane. Alright, hugging the left. There is a disabled truck there. He has no flashers on, but his triangles are out. I don't like when you do that. It doesn't give us enough warning. So, here we are. Another soft curve to the right, not too bad. Not too bad. This road, it's getting so bad with potholes. I'm curving to the right. I'm going to hug the dotted line on the left. We're starting to even out. And there we go. The whole time I'm in cruise control, so I'm not really messing with my fuel pedal and brake pedal. I don't like to really use my brake pedal. Turning to the left, so I'm sticking to the right. Starting to get a bit tighter. My engine brake just kicked in to slow me down. Now we're leveled out. I don't really like using my brakes coming down these downgrades because it takes a lot of, accelerate, brake. So I don't want to burn through my brakes. Alright, here's where it starts to get a bit tighter, guys. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to go and zigzag left, right when the curves start getting a bit too tight and too close together. So engine brake is on. I am going to curve. See, he just put his brakes on. It's going too fast to hit that curve. I myself am picking up speed. I'm hitting my brake, which kicks me out of cruise control, but my engine brake is still on to help assist me. So I am slowing down. Engine brake off. Now you hear my engine go quieter. It's not struggling anymore, right? So I'm going to maintain control. I'm going to put her back in cruise control. She's about to give me power. Alright, now we're coming back to the softer curves. So, as most of you should already know, that being in school, they teach you that when you're going into the curve, you're braking. When you're in the curve, you're controlling and basically kind of coasting a little bit. And then when you're coming out of the curve, you accelerate. So I'm going to have to show you guys that when I'm kind of in a different setting here. Because here we go again with another kind of steep downgrade. She's picking up speed on me. Now, even though I am in cruise control, she will get up to 75, 80, sometimes 85 miles per hour. This is why you need to know how to use your Jake brake, when to apply it. Your cruise control also applies a Jake brake because it's trying to keep you at that max speed at 68 miles per hour. However, just cruise control and the automatic Jake brake is not going to stop you from creeping up past the 70 mile per hour zone. So you need to be able to use your 3-setting Jake brake in order for you to be able to control the truck and your speed. Now, using the Jake brake as well as the cruise control engine brake, I am able to save on my service brakes because this is the fastest and easiest way for you to get brake fade, which you guys should know that brake fade is when you burn your brakes out, and you better start looking for a runaway ramp if you're going to burn your brakes out. So I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that when you're on the highway, they have those turnout points, and it tells you check your brakes. Those are brake check, like pull-outs. So you go there, you check your brakes, you make sure that they're good, you run your brake test, and make sure that your brakes are in working condition before you start to head down that downgrade, right? So with running the truck how I do, using cruise control, the cruise control engine brake, and it's the same thing. The cruise control engine brake and the Jake brake are the same exact thing. The only thing is if you don't manually put your Jake brake on, when you're in cruise control, it'll automatically put your Jake brake on for you. Now again, it is possible that you will catch speeds that will be way faster than your cruise control, and your Jake brake will hold your engine back. So then you will have to manually put your Jake brake on. There are 3 different settings. If you click it down one time, then that's like your lowest Jake brake setting. You click it down twice, that's your kind of medium or moderate Jake brake setting. When you click it down for the 3rd time, that is your highest, like strongest setting for your Jake brake. So it is the stick that has the gears on it, the drive, the neutral, and the reverse. So that's the stick that you move downward when you want to add your Jake brake on, okay? So again, in order to save on your service brake, you need to learn how to use your cruise control brake and your Jake brake. Again, which is the same thing. It's just one is automatic and the other one you have to manually set. So I moved over because he's hitting his brakes and I'm cruising. Okay? I am cruising just fine. I am on my way to my fueling stop, and I'm hoping I make it there. I've got 16 minutes on my clock. 1:06. And I need to make it. Because if I can make it there and take my 30 fuel, then I will be good to go for the rest of my shift. But anyway, So on the incline, it doesn't really matter what side you hug for your lane, but if you're in the left lane, I would say to hug your left side, because that way you give the trucks or the cars on the right side room. If you were in the right lane, which is where I'm going now, I would hug the right side to give the vehicles on the left room so that they can get by you or whichever. You always want to leave room between you and the other vehicles. Sometimes you cut it close. It's windy, so your best bet is to try to stay away from other vehicles, especially if you're hauling doubles. If you're hauling doubles, your trailer on the rear is more likely to fishtail in the wind and, curves and things like that. Downgrades, your speed has a lot to do with it. So you want to make sure that you have enough room so that your trailer does not hit anyone. And you have room for you guys to get by one another, because we are big or wide. Okay? So it's the best way that I can describe it. But yeah, as far as your curves go, you want to, whichever direction you're turning, you want to hang on the opposite side so that way you kind of give yourself a wide stance so that you have more control. If you're curving to the right and you hang to the right, not only will your trailer dog track, meaning your trailer tires will go on the shoulder because you're kind of cut short, right, on the curve. Not only that, and you can lose control that way, but it makes the turn feel tighter, and then it's kind of like the panic sets in. So you want to make sure that you're wide enough so that you have more control over the truck, so that you can adjust your speed and etc. without having to worry about your turn being too tight. Especially if you have those back-to-back curves. If you're curving to the right and it's a tight, and then all of a sudden it curves to the left, you want to be able to make that smooth transition from curving right to curving left. Alright, I am going super slow because we are kind of heavy. So I am going to get into the far right lane because now I have a truck lane to be in. And we're just going to ride this all the way. I'm glad I'm finally getting this video to you guys. I know it's been so long. You guys just have to bear with me. I'm so sorry. But the hills are pretty much over and the curves. So I will end this video with saying that driving takes confidence. And if you are so nervous and you panic, you're going to find yourself in a whole bunch of situations you don't want to be in. You have to have patience and take your time so that you can think things through clearly. So I hope this helps. And if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to ask me and I will be more than happy to assist. So until next time, guys, bye!